Hey guys, welcome to the third set. It is Backho versus Canata. I know this is late for the Pro League. Couldn't do any commentaries yesterday, but hey, it's the weekend, so I can actually sneak it in between social engagements. Actually have, if people remember the Hey Steve commentary, Steve is actually in town this weekend. He's from San Jose, so getting to see him. I actually made him sit down and watch me do the commentary with me and Rise of the Jadong versus Com finals, semi-final in the MSL, which I will not mention who won that. Canata starting the 6 o'clock position in blue, 12 o'clock position. We have Backho in red. This is going to be on Destination, which originally was really a Protoss favored map, but I feel like kind of the metagame is adjusted in such a way that it's kind of, ooh, never mind. Right off the bat, it looks like Backho is going to go for some cheese, so he's going to mix it up a little bit, so the standard gameplay is completely out the window. Let's see what he can come up with. Usually when you see cheese, I feel like 2-gate's a little hard on this map, so I don't think we're going to see 2-gate cheese. Probably going to see either proxy DTs or proxy Reaver, simply because that front door seal is really standard. It's really standard to seal your front door in, but it's definitely standard for Canata to do it. I don't think I've ever seen Canata play on Destination or many other maps where you can have your front door sealed, where he didn't seal his front door. Wow, that's awesome. I like the guy inside the Hwasong box there. So he's going to do it out to the 9 o'clock, try to avoid the scout, and it looks like Canata, ooh, this is unfortunate. Canata's actually going to send out a very quick scout, rather than scouting after Becks, just to try to account for something like this. So as soon as he gets up to Backho's base, he's going to be aware, and let's see if he can... No, he's actually he's already suspected cheese, and so he's scouting it out now. Maybe it's because of the lateness of the probe scout. Otherwise, he was expecting a probe scout right on his front door to try to go for a gas steal. Anyway, by the way, sorry for the tardiness of all of these getting out. The audio didn't sync on the finals. We didn't get a recording of the finals live, which is... There's a lot of reasons for that. And also I have to work for a living to eat food and whatnot, so it's... Yeah, I wish I got paid just to do straight commentary, but fortunately I do not. So I wish I could just do commentary all day for you guys. But anyway, I love Uvi and Saber Boxer chilling right there, discussing the comment. Like, hey, you know his cheese is going on, but it doesn't look like he's seen it yet. Canata not fully sealing his front door. Looks like he's going to go gas first, which will definitely help against this because he's going to have a little bit. He'll be able to get the tech units out a little bit sooner. I think he definitely senses something, especially because Backho still has not sent to scout that direction. It looks like he's got gas. He's actually kept every probe in his base. Canata really actually feels it at this stage, I've got to say. And it looks like we're seeing, wow, a proxy cybercore as well. In theory, we could see Dragoons off proxy location, but I think we would have seen a second gateway. Well, we would have seen the probe hold position put down a second gateway very quickly, but still nothing inside his base. First zealot running up. Canata is definitely going to know the location now because he's going to see that zealot approaching. He's not going to see anything else. Fortunately, he does just finish that front door seal. Now Canata sees absolutely everything, and he is stopped short. Single Marine is going to have an easy time behind that wall. He's just going to be able to hammer away at that zealot. Second zealot produced. Not a lot of Marines on the front door, but there should be a vulture. And maybe, wow, Backho actually going to put a proxy pylon, another pylon, even further back to try to hide it. Let's see if Canata will scout that one out as well. This is a very difficult position for Backho because he's got to really win it all. Got to keep Canata sealed in his base, keep him from getting a secondary as long as possible, which shouldn't be too bad because this is a map that it's very hard to take your secondary on and kind of delay it for a very long period of time. SCV coming off just to repair, and there's robotics facility. Probably going to see Reavers. I think if we were not going to see Reavers, we were going to see some... Ooh, my video's freaking out a little bit. I don't know if it's what it's doing for you guys here. There it went back to normal. Hopefully everything remained. I guess we'll see what happens in the process there. So sorry if there was a big video glitch right there. But anyway, I think we've already seen the Citadel, should there have been anything otherwise. So Canata actually in pretty firm position, putting up a starport instead of a second factory, putting up a machine shop along the way. So he's going to try to use Wraith to try to stop any sort of lift, any sort of units going to the base. And you can see a little bit of kind of musing here. And ooh, not a lot of SCVs off the line. That barracks might go down. It looks like it's getting hammered. It's just now going... No, never mind. Not going in the red just yet. Nice micro there by Canata. He hasn't lost any Marines yet. He really wants to conserve those Marines as long as possible. Taking a free hit, it looks like, and doesn't quite get a zealot. But some nice damage distraction there. from Backho at the very least, and it looks like that starport should be finished any second. Range not being upgraded, so the Dragoon's going to have a hard time putting pressure, and there's that first tank, and that tank is going to stop all of that, basically. Now, critically here, when you have cheese like this, I think it's very... You really should go Mines and Vultures, really, to follow this up, because Mines and Vultures stop almost all Protoss kind of rush cheese attacks. First of all, it stops the Dark Templar, it makes the Reaver Harass all the more difficult, and you don't have to worry about units running up in the field, and 2 tanks does really take care of a Vulture Harass as well, and really more effectively, but I still think the Vultures underneath kind of, it just feels safer, and there's that shuttle. There should be a Wraith momentarily to kind of push this away, though. The Marine's not in position, though, so it looks like Backho is going to be able to get a couple units, and there's the 2 tanks to really deal with that Reaver Harass so effectively. 4 Zealots dropping, 2 Marines down, and it looks like in full retreat, actually. The Wraith nowhere to be seen. It looks like there's the Wraith. It's completely out of position. It's in risk of getting taken down by the Dragoons critically. Let's see if those Dragoons can get that Wraith down. But in the meantime, 1 tank down. Looks like the 2nd tank at risk, and the Wraith is down as well. So it looks like Backho is going to be able to just funnel troops in here, no problem. 2nd tank down, but those are linebacker SCVs. Critically, 2nd Wraith being produced as quickly as possible. Critically, though, Canata bringing that Wraith to try to fight off that Zealot instead of bringing that Wraith around to try to take care of that shuttle while it was completely vulnerable. And this is going to open up this Reaver Harass. Only a single tank trying to push back, and there's the Zealot dropping in the line. The SCV's running, and 3 getting killed there. There's a 4th, and now Canata running into some trouble. His base getting kind of run over. Canata looks just scattered, only a single tank still. There's that Wraith finally out to try to chase down, but Canata doesn't have a 2nd base. He's losing a lot of mining time, and he just has his SCVs running back and forth, and this is giving Backho critical time to try to get back in this match and try to stabilize his losses. Let's see if he can take out a tank or maybe get one more shot at the SCV line. Ooh, and he got, wow, ouch. That hurt a lot. Canata down to, it looks like, just a few SCVs. It looks like he has 6 SCVs total. So Backho actually economically ahead now, despite the fact that I don't think actually Kanata's ever going to get a chance to attack a lot of that proxy tech at the 9 o'clock location. Let's see if more Dragoons and shuttles open up. Canata knows that he's going to put him some pressure of his own with an SCV and Wraith combo. That Dragoon's got a long way to go to try to defend the base. Another gateway being placed by Backho, but he's actually in a strong position now, and it looks like he's producing another shuttle and another Reaver to try to maintain that pressure, which is very intelligent. I think he can just hold this economic lead and continue producing the units, continue the kind of that tech advantage, and he'll be okay. Let's see what Canata can do to try to get back in this. Looks like he's going to fly that starport over for a little bit of spotting here. There's that shuttle again with the 2 tanks, and it looks like Backho getting a little bit greedy here perhaps, and 1 Scarab holding up, getting splashed on 1 tank and taking out the other. Very nice Scarab there. The 2nd tank getting taken out again, and once again, Kanata's lines being assailed, and he is just so low on SCVs. Back down to 6 SCVs, and he's not even mining gas anymore because he doesn't really need to. He just needs to keep pumping SCVs at this stage. And wow, Backho just punching his way in this match. He just muscled his way through this. He had a determined course of action. He was just able to micro it. I really feel like there's some very critical mistakes. The biggest mistake, I would say, by Canata was specifically not drawing that Wraith around to take care of that shuttle. If he had drawn the Wraith around, there wouldn't have been any attack to support. He would have killed everything with his SCVs, and the Reaver would have never come. And he'd actually be in a stronger economic position in this match, and he would have been fine. Right now, not even producing anything out of his factory, just a handful, almost like quite literally a handful. Maybe you could count his SCVs on 1 hand almost. And you can see the frustration on the coach's face right there. Range now being upgraded. I think that's 2 Reavers in a shuttle here, scooping up, and wow, a pincer attack. Zealots and Dragoons on the front door with Reavers behind, and I don't think Canata can fight this off. He's just not going to have enough units, and he's not going to be able to bring those beefy SCVs off the line to really help, so he's in a lot of trouble here. Backho actually bringing Oz back away from the edge, the cliff of destruction. So it looks like he's going to gather up the front door. Actually, never mind. It's not 2 Reavers. It's 1 Reaver and a Dragoon. Still, Marines trying to get out there, but getting killed very quickly. Reaver taking a couple hits there. Taken out a little bit carelessly by Backho. But Backho very intelligently continuing to put on the pressure. Between the Reaver, actually, it's a pretty good combination here. These Reavers with that shuttle makes it very difficult, particularly with good micro. But Backho actually not going to bother to pull those Dragoons out. He's just going to continue pressing forward, taking out units as best he can. Canata still economically behind. Backho can still put down either, well, it looks like he's going to take his expansion. He'll be fine in this match. He could honestly just put down another couple of gateways and run Canata over. Canata is nowhere near catching up economically here. Still going to try to fight it out and maybe try to micro his way. I don't even think he can micro his way out of this situation. Just look at the SCV saturation. It's absolutely pitiful there. 3 tanks backing out, and he's still got to worry about harassment because there's still that shuttle and maybe even more Reavers pushing in. Who knows? And he's in the dark as well. He doesn't have any sort of scouting whatsoever. And look at all those probes. That's beautiful probe saturation comparatively. So all Backho really needs to do is do what is very easy to do on Destination, which is play a contained game. Just make sure he doesn't breach the bridge. He can even go up with some Dragoons in the shuttle or the continued Dragoon Reaver shuttle harass if he wants to, just to make sure that Canata never gets back in this. And he'll be okay. He'll be able to take this match comfortably. Does have the range upgrade now. The Wraith kind of checking out that 9 o'clock position, just making sure that the shuttle wasn't there at position. It looks like Backho's actually going to back off with all of his units and go a little bit more into defensive mode here. Really nice. I like that robotics facility and the positions it's at, actually, because you can block that off with a couple Dragoons, make sure the Vultures don't sneak in the main and wreak havoc. That's one way Canata might be able to kind of sneak back in this. And now just kind of pushing units out. And this is, again, a kind of a desperate situation. Maybe planting mines outside those gateways to kill any units that might come out, but even that, I don't think Canata can really commit the troops on offense and defense to push out and do anything. It looks like he is going to move out and take out this stuff to the 9 o'clock location. Let's see if Canata decides to swing back around with, or I'm sorry, if Backho decides to swing back around with his shuttle and try to punish him for it. Or it looks like actually he's just going to take out that single pylon. Canata just now trying to get his expansion up, and Backho's had his expansion running for quite a while, and he's got a lot of Dragoons actually. I think he could push right here with the amount of Dragoons he has and take this out easily. Just 3 tanks. His Dragoons do have range. Looks like he is starting to do so. He has that shuttle, he has that Reaver. The troops are somewhat out of position. He knows where they're at. Canata doesn't know where his units are. And yeah, it's a bad situation with Canata altogether. He also has observers, and he probably should push out actually now where he's got the observers out in the field before he needs to face a whole lot of Vultures, and he's not going to have, he's still got the robotics facility up, so he's got maybe the 2 observers he's not going to have anymore for a while, so probably a wise situation to do that now. Running up, taking out the mines, and those tanks are trapped at the 9 o'clock, not going to be able to breach the bridge. They're just kind of waiting there for the Doom. They don't have siege additionally, which is going to make them even less effective here against this harassed. Reaver dropped, and they're just kind of clamped up. No Reaver, no Scarab shot actually. No Reaver shot, powerful Reaver shot. The Dragoon's able to march up, take these tanks out. The Zealot kind of wandering from behind, not really necessary. 4 Dragoons, 2 tanks, and that is going to be it. And I think once that second tank is taken care of, that'll be GG from Canata. It looks like Canata actually going to fight in this a little bit longer, but he doesn't have any units. And Backho can actually ferry into his front door. Canata has literally nothing to defend this. He has a single Vulture to try to defend this and 3 Magic Mines. And trying to get a bunker up, and that bunker's not even going to be up there in time. Now, a split attack, 4 Dragoons running up the front door, and a Reaver going towards the main, the tank wandering behind, and the SCV's no longer mining at the main. Backho remaining, just solidifying that economic lead, and the Dragoons waiting eagerly at the secondary. There's the Reaver dropping, and able to take out another SCV once again, dropping and getting a hit on that tank, so that tank very vulnerable. SCV's trying to gather around that bunker, which is a bad situation. Unfortunately, with that single Marine in the bunker, you can't target the shuttle. Not that that would have helped. But there's GG from Canata. Really nice play from Backho. Just being absolutely brilliant for his team here. Lee Calf now 2-1, so not too horrible situation. Still a best of 7. Anything can happen. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.
정말 bom불이 터진 것이 될 수 있을지. 야, 손자라 정말. 네, SK텔레콤의 등장 세레머니 끝났다는 겁니다.
야, 이거 얼마나 하고 싶었을까요, 이거를요?
이전에 하고 싶었을 거예요. 본 세레머니는
울분의 세레머니예요.
네, 2년 참은 세레머니입니다. 누구를 상대로든요. 네, 지금부터 손찬웅의 기세를 이어서 만약에 박준호, 구성훈, 손주 쭉쭉쭉쭉 나간다면 정말 세레머니에 대한 기대감도 엄청나게 큽니다. 그렇습니다. 말씀드린 바 같이 최선을 아닙니다. 이재동이 벌어졌기 때문에. 하지만 이 일전만 가지고는 결코 실전제에서는 결정전에 있으면 제가 좋습니다. 손찬우가 제프가 옆구리에서 터져줘야 되는 거예요.
네, 조정훈 감독 말대로 김태훈 이겼으면 우리가 다 돼요. 물론 말이 김태훈만 이기면 가능한 시나리오를 합니다. 근데 지금 그래도 지금 2대1은 냈겠지. 손찬우 이겼는데 이런 생각할 수도 있었는데 하필이면 최악의 상황일 수도 있어요. 하지만 최악의 상황에서 정말 기쁜 극적인 드라마 같은 역전 승리가 나올 수도 있는 거예요.
그렇죠.